Brief history of the wonderful Elizabeth Cady Stanton, written and narrated by Michael Taylor. Elizabeth Cady Stanton was a pivotal figure in the American women's rights movement, renowned for her leadership and advocacy for women's suffrage. Born on November 12, 1815, in Johnstown, New York, she received an exceptional education for a woman of her time, attending Johnstown Academy and Emma Williams Troy Female Seminary. Her exposure to legal principles through her father, Daniel Cady, a prominent lawyer and judge, ignited her awareness of legal inequalities faced by women. In 1840, Elizabeth Cady married Henry Brewster Stanton, an abolitionist lawyer. That same year, during their honeymoon to London, she attended the World Anti-Slavery Convention, where female delegates, including Lucretia Mott, were denied participation solely based on their gender. This exclusion galvanized Stanton and Mott to advocate for women's rights. In 1848, Stanton and Mott organized the Seneca Falls Convention in New York, the first women's rights convention in the United States. At this landmark event, Stanton presented the Declaration of Sentiments, a document modeled after the Declaration of Independence, which outlined the grievances and demands of women, including the controversial call for women's suffrage. Stanton's collaboration with Susan B. Anthony began in 1851, forming a partnership that would drive the women's rights movement for decades. Together, they founded the National Women's Suffrage Association in 1869, focusing on securing voting rights for women through a federal constitutional amendment. Beyond suffrage, Stanton was a vocal advocate for broader social reforms, including the abolition of slavery and the temperance movement. She co-authored the multi-volume History of Women's Suffrage and published the Woman's Bible, critiquing the traditional religious interpretations that she believed oppressed women. Stanton's relentless advocacy laid the groundwork for the eventual passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, granting women the right to vote. She passed away on October 26, 1902, in New York City, leaving a legacy as a foundational leader in the fight for women's civil rights in America. Elizabeth Cady Stanton's life was a relentless journey against entrenched societal norms, pioneering not just women's suffrage, but broader transformation of women's roles in society. Her 1848 Declaration of Sentiments, unveiled at the Seneca Falls Convention, was radical for its time, boldly proclaiming that all men and women are created equal and insisting on equal rights across every sphere of life. Stanton's partnership with Susan B. Anthony in founding the National Women's Suffrage Association in 1869 was instrumental, giving the movement a focused, determined voice advocating for women's suffrage through the federal amendment, a bold, almost unthinkable demand then. She was ahead of her time in pushing the boundaries, not only arguing for the vote, but critiquing oppressive religious interpretations in the Woman's Bible, illustrating her conviction that liberation must reach the core beliefs shaping society. Her prolific writings, including The History of Women's Suffrage, immortalized the movement's struggles and triumphs, anchoring her as an intellectual force who reshaped American civil rights. Stanton's legacy is that of a revolutionary who saw equality as inseparable from justice and fought to make this belief a reality.